is Jason Wilhelm, and my gamer tag is General. You know, my family's always been in the military and stuff, and you know, so that's kind of how I got the name. Game of choice, Call of Duty, but when I first started it was Halo. Still kind of into Halo, but you know, Call of Duty is just, it's like here to me, you know. I started gaming, you know, honestly, since I was probably like 4 or 5. Crash Bandicoot, you know, I went into playing Halo and eventually into Call of Duty. Top 5 games of all time. Number 1, without a doubt, Modern Warfare 3. Favorite game of all time, absolutely love it. I know COD 4 and MW2 players out there are gonna be quite upset, but I think number 2 and number 3 are probably gonna be Halo 1 and 2. I would say number 4 is gonna probably be Modern Warfare 2, and then probably Black Ops 2. So I was actually in SOAR once before this. I was in SOAR, I think it was end of 2014, but it was very short-lived. I then left the organization at the end of that year, or no, the end of 2015 I came back to SOAR, and you know, really wanted to focus on building SOAR into, you know, an actual, you know, esports organization, you know, a name that's, you know, really going to get out there, and you know, I think that we're finally, you know, getting to that point now. It's taken a lot of work, but you know, I think the hard work's finally paying off. And for my role, you know, it's mainly to do with the behind-the-scenes stuff, the business stuff, the sponsors, the partnerships, you know, working with the players to help, you know, build their personal brands as well, getting their personal and sponsorship and endorsement deals, and I would say that's probably pretty much, and dealing with the esports teams, that's pretty much my main role at this point. Honestly, you know, my tips to the gaming community is just, you know, if you want to do YouTube, if you want to get involved in the scene, you know, don't give up, right? Because, you know, the biggest problem that I had when I first started was, you know, I gave it too easily. You know, I was back in MW3 when the scene was a lot smaller. You know, I let the littlest of things get to me, and you know, it really set me off. Just don't give up. Don't give up. Honestly, best advice. Being part of SOAR, you know, it's that like teamwork that I like. You know, I like being with a group of people that, you know, I can talk to every day, you know, hopefully move into, you know, house with at some point in the near future. You know, I like the real close relationship that we have, you know, with everyone in the team. It kind of feels like a family, and you know, it's kind of cool, you know, to see, you know, how all of this has kind of, you know, come about in the last, you know, year and a half. And at the same time, it's also taught me a lot of lessons, right? You know, about myself. It's given me a much better work ethic. I've learned, you know, I've been able to do a lot of really cool and amazing things because of SOAR, and you know, I'm excited for the future. SOAR Gaming to me is, you know, it's an esports organization. It's more than an esports organization, right? We have, I would say, the best of every world, right? We've got, you know, a lot of big directors in SOAR. We've got a lot of big streamers in SOAR, and we have a huge reach, right? It's an esports organization that's trying to do more than just be a typical esports organization. I think G Fuel is a great product. You know, I tried it for the very first time actually at TwitchCon a few months ago. You know, I've been in the scene now for like many years, and you know, I've heard about G Fuel. I've had G Fuel shipped to me actually, and I've just never tried it before. And so I tried it for the first time actually behind, you know, Nick, and you know, I liked it. I liked most of the flavors. It really did. You know, kept me going for the rest of the day. Honestly, just the few cups that I had. My name is Jason Wilhelm, and my gamer tag is General, and I'm a G Fuel athlete.